Yeah. Check the frequency, the sound's unique. It's live yapping on the mic every single week. From the local precinct to the Sermon on the Mount, we breaking down the figures that genuinely count. Got the politics pulling the religion still bold. How the digital revolution is changing the mode. The tech keeps evolving, gotta keep pace and adapt. While the cost of good health care leaves a permanent gap.
Is there something extra that like me up if I where the knowledge is the currency the truth can't hide? We're talking jobs and futures, a foundation we build from the high school halls to the skills that are distilled. Education's a key, let the wisdom unlock. It's the real talk radio that's rocking on the block.
We connect the dots, yo, from the belly box to the bite. Fight for fair wages and the future looking bright. We examine the history, the patterns they repeat, cause the system's a cycle, you can't be discreet. We put the facts on the table, no spin, no deceit. Then drop the needle heavy with a throwback neo-soul beat.
Is there something extra that I can find? Where the knowledge is the courage and the truth can't hide. We're talking jobs and futures, a foundation we build from the high school halls to the skills that are distilled. Education's a key, let the wisdom unlock. It's the real talk radio that's knocking on the block.
Yeah, lagging happy, get that little something extra. We're on the air.
Welcome to the Lanyard Podcast. This is your boy Pope, and today is an awesome day. I got my co-host Nora Dynamento. What's up, my brother?
What's up? What's up with it? Everything all right?
Everything's good. You ready for this show?
Press the gas pedal.
Nah, are you ready though? Are you ready?
I'm got my seatbelt on.
Okay. We're gonna try to make this ride fun and everything else. So, as some people know, yesterday was Juneteenth. Juneteenth was a special holiday for the people in Texas and Galveston. They finally found out a few years later that they was free. I was free now. I was able to walk. I was able to go buy some things. So, brother, no, what did you do for Juneteenth? Because I didn't get no invite.
Yeah, with the Galveston. What else I'm gonna do? You know, they had fireworks out here on Pleasure Pier. The strip was live from morning to evening, and we had a good time.
Oh, so you really wanted to be in Galveston for Juneteenth for the history, huh? Well, I tell you, you know something? That's mighty big. Did they do the slaves come by here? Come by here, my lord. Did they do all that?
Yep.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. So further ado, so we're going to give the rundown. So today we got to do a little honor and recognition for Malcolm X. So we want to honor Malcolm X. I know Father's Day tomorrow, but we want to honor Malcolm X. And a lot of people forget about Malcolm X and what he done as a civil rights leader for the U.S., especially for Black Americans, and the changing of the scope in what we see as Black Americans and how he moved.
People say civil rights leader. Other people say domestic terrorists. So you choose. Nah.
We ain't gonna use as domestic. Now I have more respect for Malcolm X than with that. I wouldn't say that. That's that new term. People don't know. You know, so we have to be aware of what we're putting out there. We don't want to say that when it comes to Malcolm X. We want to say a bold leader. We want to say somebody that moved the needle and was the opposite that what Martin Luther King had. Because if you have a good opposite, that means both sides gonna win. So also we got a panel of terrific fathers to talk about the fathers, about fatherhood, life, Yeah, tomorrow's Father's Day, so we want to make sure, because I think we got some good men to represent fatherhood. I think we really do across the board, from the oldest to the youngest. We got people to include ourselves to talk about the fatherhood. So we want to make sure those things are established, because I know as men we don't get the love as fathers. I'm kind of sad about that, but anyway, I couldn't hear you.
Say, go ahead and tear up, man.
But outside of that, we're gonna represent since we didn't get to do it last month for the Chi-Town connection, and they got representation here today, so we're gonna have them going there too. So let's move forward.
Yeah, I liked that. That was a real live.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. The ladies held it down for Mother's Day. I got to give all them ladies props. They did it. But then we're gonna get our shout outs to the fathers too later at the end of the show. So for further ado, so what we gonna do, Nora, we're gonna take back. We're gonna do the tribute to Malcolm X. We're gonna have, to come up and talk about. We got Black Moses here to come up and help talk about, what Malcolm X is, plus what we gonna put into it. We gotta put that little lanyard on there, baby. We gotta do it. We gotta do it. So let's get it going. Let's get Malcolm.
A suit of armor made of cotton and wool. Standing at the podium, the glass is never full. From the streets of Lansing to the neon of the night, a man named Detroit Red was searching for the light. 4 walls of a prison, a library of dreams, tearing through the fabric of the old world scene. He found the word, then he found the flame, and the world would never be the same after the X replaced the name. By any means, he told the truth to the power, a voice like thunder in the midnight hour. From the ballad to the bullet, from the Mecca to the sky, a leader doesn't finish and a vision doesn't die. Oh, can you hear the echo? The echo of the lion, yeah. Oh, he wasn't looking for a seat at a table that was broken. He wanted the keys to the room, words sharply spoken. Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? A mirror to a nation that pretended wasn't there. But the road started turning, the desert sand was white. He saw a different brotherhood beneath the holy light. No more devils, just a human race to find, with a broader soul and a redirected mind. He knew the time was short, he felt the shadows creep, but a man who's wide awake has no time for sleep. At the Audubon Ballroom, the winter air was cold, but you can't kill a story that's already. By any means, he told the truth to the power, a voice like thunder in the midnight hour. From the ballad to the bullet, from the Mecca to the sky, a leader doesn't finish and a vision doesn't die. Oh, can you hear the echo? The echo of the lion. Still standing, still speaking. The ballad or the bullet, the dream or the nightmare. The X marks the spot where the truth remains.
How we doing? My bad. How we doing? How we doing? I know that Malcolm X. I hope y'all enjoyed that, boy. It took me a minute to put that together. That's an exclusive. That's an exclusive. That's a Lanyap exclusive, baby. But we gonna do that. So you know something? We got Black Moses. We got our Black Muslim here. Moses, my brother. Tell us about Malcolm, since I know you part of that brotherhood.
Man, to me, man, Malcolm was, outstanding, someone who was very powerful, man. And change started. He realized that change started from inside, and he didn't just speak change. He focused on building it, and when he built that thing, he built up. As he was building, he was telling us about education, being awareness, being disciplined, stand fast. It was so many things that he stood for, and I'm glad that we can take out the time to celebrate him and keep his legacy going strong each year. And we need to teach our young kids about Malcolm. You know what I mean? That by any means necessary, children, what any means necessary meant. You know what I mean? I get hyped when you talk about Malcolm, because it's a man that not about race, it was about unity. After he went in the nation and he talked with different people, he saw all those people together. And when he came back, and then a lot of people said, oh, he got kicked, he got suspended for the Nation of Islam because he spoke on the president.
Yeah, people know that. That's the history. That's the history of it.
But if people get deeper than that thing, man, he was about to shake up the whole world, and people weren't ready for that.
Yeah, I don't think people realize the significance that Malcolm X had, and I think that moved into the Black Panther Party and the knowledge of understanding the Constitution, the laws, not just in their state, down to the city ordinance. And when you had someone that epitomized what it means, not a college degree, but was self-taught, learned the vocabulary, was able to speak, and not only speak, he influenced people. That's how people come together. If you can influence, not with the rhetoric, not with the hate speech, not with the trying to tear somebody down to build somebody up. We're talking about true unity. And Malcolm X, he done that. The thing is that, it's a town, Berkeley, California. Did y'all know Berkeley, California, celebrate Malcolm X on his birthday? Out of any other city, not even his home. They said now they say his hometown does, but I didn't put no articles and no nothing, no parades. But Berkeley, California, honor Malcolm X.
Where's his hometown?
Nah, I got to give y'all that too. No, are you supposed to?
So where was his hometown at?
I'm not gonna tell you, Nora. I'm not gonna tell you. You're supposed to know. What about you, Moses? You know?
Hey, it was a shock to me. Hey, this is my first time knowing about that. That's one of them hidden secrets, I guess, that I'm quite sure they didn't televise that thing. Yeah. They didn't push it out.
No, Black Moses.
His hometown is in Michigan. He's the state of Michigan. Lansing, I think I'm saying this. I'm trying to remember. Lansing, Michigan. Lansing, Michigan. Yeah, that's his hometown.
Okay, Black Moses. Is Black Moses able to hear me?
Yeah, Black Moses, can you hear us?
I can hear you, but I can't hear the other brother.
Yeah, he can't hear you. He can't. I don't know what's going on.
What about now?
Nah, he can't hear you. He only hearing me.
Okay, so let him see him. In his opinion, what would he think Malcolm X would think about the current state of Black America?
That's a good question. Black Moses, in today's time, what do you think Malcolm X would think about this new climate of generation that we in when it comes to Black Americans and moving forward? What would you think? And what would you think, Malcolm X?
I think Malcolm X would be, he'll be kind of upset because we're not doing what he said do. You know what I mean? We people got people out here pushing the Democratic parties and all this mess. Nah, he won't be happy. Nah,
You don't think he'd be? You know something? I don't. You know, I know they say the party switch and all this stuff, and I'm not trying to bring politics into this. If Malcolm was here, in just my estimate, I think you will see a big surge of people understanding that to be self-efficient as a unified group. He would have it would be hard for people to play with his intelligence, and for him to always constantly be learning and understanding how to move things forward and try to see the difficult decisions that's hard to make. I think people would take that. And I think mentorship. I think Malcolm X, you know, because the nation does a lot of mentorship, you know, as people that's not a part of the Nation of Islam. You see a lot of mentorship that we should inspire, that we should keep doing, especially to the younger generation before they become of age, you know. So I think Malcolm probably would have had a good game plan. Not only that, I think him and Dr. King probably would have had an awesome, because whatever they talked about, man, it must have been powerful for an assassination. That's all I'm going to say.
Hey, you know, me and you had to talk about that. And I was wondering, you know what I mean? We said, did they ever tell their wives about their conversations? You know, we like think about that as like they had to have some deep conversations.
I mean, I think the true friends, and it probably be documented somewhere. And, you know, somebody probably sitting on it looking for a big payday. That's what I look. Everything now is about a payday instead of historical value.
So currently, do you think Malcolm X would be relevant and necessary?
Relevant and necessary, yes.
In today's time.
Malcolm X will be relevant and necessary in this day time, because you have to look what they come from and what he built himself to be. You know, classism wouldn't be a thing. You know, we take classism to a new degree now in American civilization. Think about it. You know, this, like I said at the beginning, this was a man that had no college education, self-taught, went on, like you said, experienced life, went over to another country to see what it was about, went into like unifying with other people for a cause of, you know, not just bringing people together, but fairness, equality, you know, that it shouldn't be the shade of your skin. And I think him and Martin kind of had that decisiveness talk to move in that direction. But what makes it even more potent is that the classism, we're tearing each other down because, oh, well, I work a better job than you. I make more money than you. I do this better than you.
Better car than you, yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
And if people can't separate racism and classism, and I know they intertwine deeply, especially in Black America, and I call it Jim Crow philosophy. If a Black person is busting your behind and saying, you know, because you don't have the education they have, or you don't have the money or the status, you know, we're taking things for granted behind income status. And what I like about Malcolm, it never was about income, but it was about the cause to move things forward in progression. It was more, I'm going to be selfless than selfish.
And I feel like currently it's still a gap between that in reference to racism, because you can have the same job and you can have a non-melanated person working and a melanated person working, and there's still going to be a price gap because the non-melanated person per hour appears to be more valuable than somebody of melanation who will do the same job, probably even better, but they will never be equal.
True. I totally agree. So
you got to remember that Black Moses can't hear me, so you got to kind of fill him in on what I say.
Now say it again. One more time. Let's get it.
Black Moses is not able to hear me, so make sure you let him know what
okay.
the conversation going.
Okay. Well, we finna switch because I want to get these awesome fathers on. And I'm trying to see which order I want to do. Which order?
Hold on before we switch.
Okay.
I want to ask Black Moses one more question. What, in his opinion, what legacy did Malcolm X leave?
Okay, that's a good insight. So, Black Moses,
yeah,
what legacy do you think Malcolm X left behind?
Well, besides this quote by any means necessary, I think one of his big one is that a man who stands for something won't fall for anything.
Right.
That was the biggest one that stuck with me.
Okay. All right.
So they go with the education. Okay. So let's bring in. Let me start it off. Let me see if Uncle Ralph up in here, so we can bring Uncle Ralph. Let me see. Uncle Ralph, are you there? Are you there, Uncle Ralph? Come back to Uncle Ralph right quick. We go give him a sec. Let me. Uncle Ralph, how's it going?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Okay. So some. Let me, because I was so hyped up by Malcolm in the music, I forgot about it. So let me do this. So Black Moses, tell everybody a little about yourself and what you do and everything else. And you ain't got to bring up the nation. We don't want nobody coming after you. So go ahead and tell us a little bit.
I'm 45. I'm from Georgia. Retired from the Marine Corps. Medically, I did 16 years and a half. Came out there. I do mentoring with kids, young kids, and do a lot of things in the community.
Black Moses, your mic, my brother, your mic. We getting background noise like wind or something. Okay.
Yeah, you hear me now?
I hear you good now.
Yeah, I don't know what it was because I ain't have nothing on. But I do a lot of work. I ran for city council, did a whole lot of things. I'm big. I coach high school football. I've been doing that for over 12 years. So I stick with young men, with the kids who get out of school and come over to us. So I show them, tough love. Have them guys, who don't have father in their school. They're straight up there. I have roughly, I can say that I touched 10 kids that actually graduated after me working with the youth that people said that they would not graduate. So
okay.
I feel about that.
Okay, all right. So I appreciate it, Black Mom. So got to give it to Ray. Ray.
Hey, how you doing now?
This is another dynamic father we have to talk about fatherhood. Yeah, that's Uncle Ray. That's
How you doing, Uncle Ray?
How you doing?
That's our elder statement. So Ray, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself as well?
Well, so I came up in the 60s. Some of that I saw things that some of you younger folks did not see, in terms of what the community and control looked like, in terms of what a little bit more order in a community looks like. It wasn't perfect by any means, but it looked differently than it does today. So later on in life, I grew and worked and so forth. I worked initially in skills and trades. I was trained in the oil and gas industry as a machinist through their program, and loved it and made excellent money in that field. Even on today's terms, they make very good money. But I did that. I went the technology route afterwards in the early 80s. And just continue to work in that field today. I'm in my mid 60s, and I do mean mid. And I still work in technology. I'd love to have seen more of my brothers and sisters in that space over the years. But I had my first kid. You're talking about Father's Day. I had my first son in 1992. So he's still around today. And I had a second son in 1998. I've been with those guys from the crowning moment of birth on through to this day. And I just worked to groom them, to develop them to be, know how to be strong men, but know how to be able to do the things that you need to be able to do to help take care of your family. Know how to, fix things, know how to not just be able to go earn money, but know how to come back and nurture education. Education is such a misused word. It's really about giving you enough intelligence to help you develop and pursue whatever you desire in life. You can face those obstacles as they appear, but it's been one of the best marking experiences of my life to this day. I mean, I feel such a community connection in that same space because I can relate to issues. When you have children, you don't know what you got. You don't know necessarily the gender. You don't know mentally, because they're all different, as we always say, but that difference shows up in different ways. And I think you try to stand for a better country sometimes because you got to look out for their future. So I loved it. I've absolutely loved that experience. Nothing better. No amount of code I've written, no machines have I repaired have been better than trying to be the best father that I could be to my sons, period.
Okay. So the next person I have is in education. You know, I love him like a brother sometimes. I got Gene. Gene, how you doing today? Gene, tell everybody a little bit about yourself. Gene, your mic. Can you hear us?
I think he was talking.
No, his mic was off. Probably come back. So, hold on. Let me see. Gene, unmute your mic, Gene. Your mic. You got it?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't hear Darnell.
Okay. Yeah. How you doing, Gene?
I can hear. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself, but just don't give your social security number out. Tell us a little bit about yourself, sir.
Yeah, he might have to come back in because I see him moving.
Hey, freezing.
Yeah.
If you bring him out and back in, that won't help.
Oh.
Yeah, tell him to come back out and come back in because he's freezing.
I can hear you.
You're kind of freezing up, Mr. Gene. Can you go out and then come back in?
Okay, I'll do that.
All right.
I can hear. I can see everybody.
Did we lose Black Moses?
No, he back.
Okay.
He back. Yeah. We got to up everybody bandwidth. We got to going. Let's see what my other guys. Let's see. JB, how you doing, my brother? This is the younger statement of everybody on the panel. JB, how you doing? Tell everybody about yourself. And as y'all can see, he doing community service. Boy, that's a powerful brother. That's everything else.
JP,
can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Can everybody hear me?
Yeah. Is there any way you could turn around and put the light in your face instead of behind you? That'll work.
All right.
There you go.
Good evening. Good afternoon. Happy Juneteenth. After Juneteenth, man. My name is Jeremy Bowser. Hey, I'm originally from Louisiana, but I've been a Houstonian for about 21 years, man. Hey, thank you guys for having me, man. I just like to say, nothing like being a father, because it's like, as you become a parent, as you become a father, your whole life changes. If it doesn't, then something is wrong.
You're not doing it right. There you go. Yeah.
Yep.
Right. So, for me, man, so I can, just to give a little bit about myself. Hang on, let me just stay in a good light. I'm sorry, I'm just walking around. Got a couple things going on. I got some meat on the grill. We're doing a fundraiser for KPC 151 right now. So just finishing off the closing touches. So I am in community service. So y'all been seeing me tapping in and out, all of that stuff. But for me, in 2017 is when I first became a father. I was 33 years old. Jesus was 33 years old when he passed. So that he passed, and that's when I started. But it's like what I can say for only for myself is like, but just to inspire people that's my age and just to be on a good pedestal is like, hey, once I became a dad, once I became a father, especially having a daughter first, man, it just changed your life because it's like not only you have to be a role model, but then I have a daughter, so it's like, hey, no matter what, how your life was, how you treated women before, even if it wasn't in a bad place, it still has to level up because now I have a young lady that I have to show what a real man is being about. So it's like it puts you on a place. It's like once you have children, man, and you have a good lady, if you can be able to raise your children together, then it balances off your life, man. It balances off your life. But I have a
Okay.
son, I have sons, I have daughters too, but it balances you off, and I feel like hey, we all go to work. We got to get money. We got this, and this. But as being a father, that's the most important job because it's like when our kids are born in the world, first and foremost, they babies, they're innocent. Everything like that. So all the behavior that they get in this, all the things that they learn is learned behavior. So it's all about us to be good teachers. And as being a father and as being a man of the household, it ain't just about being a breadwinner. It's about being a leader. Being a
Okay.
leader, you
Okay.
have to lead by example because you not only have to make the money, hey, you have to make good decisions. And it's like, hey, as being a father, man, hey, if you don't change, it's something really wrong because it's like now, hey, whatever I did before, hey, if something happens, hey, I'm out with somebody, and if I get into a squabble, then hey, if I gotta go to jail, hey, that just is what it is. But then, hey, now when you're a father, hey, you can't you can no longer put yourself and involve yourself in activity like that because guess what? You're not making decisions just for yourself. You have a whole family to lead. So if you're not making good decisions, then hey, you're gonna affect your whole family. So you really have to be a leader. You have to be a
Oh,
leader, and then once you start to lead in your household, then you expand that on. You expand that on to the. Excuse me. Sorry about that, fellas.
you
I hit
good?
a
You
button
good?
and it tapped me off. But hey, so it's like once you tap in, man, it ain't no going back. It's no going back. It's just moving forward. And then, hey, once you start being a leader, you first start at home. Be a leader in your home, because if you can't lead your home, how you gonna lead anybody else? But then, hey, you got to, hey, be a leader in your church. Be a leader in your community. Be a leader on your job. You know what I'm saying? Hey, as men, we gotta be leaders. As fathers, we are leaders. So
Well,
you wake
Jeremy,
up with it every day and go to bed with.
Jeremy, you taking out. We got. I mean, you taking my leader question out. We got you. I want you to expand on
My
the
bad,
leadership.
bro. I'm just
You
speaking
got it. You got it.
on
I like it. I told you, boy.
on the leadership.
Yo, we gonna get the question. Let me introduce the one more
My
person.
bad.
You
Okay,
got it.
I didn't mean to get ahead, but hey, it's like I got the floor. So hey,
Right.
I'm just gonna say
Hey,
what I gotta say if that's what I'm
but
on
you
for.
on
But
point.
go ahead,
You
brother.
are you are on point. That's what I said. So let me. I think I got Gene. Wait, I think we had Gene and Will. Both of them. I see Gene is traveling and Will was coming up. So let me see.
Yeah, I think I'm having some.
Okay.
So,
All right, we don't see you, but we can hear you, Gene. Go on and tell us a little bit about yourself.
so can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because you guys are some sound issues on my end. But yeah, my name is Gene, and I live in Austin. So Darnell, he's part of my family, and so Darnell, we talk just about once a week, twice a week. He talks to my mom every day. So he's part of my family, and he called me up and he said you guys were going to talk about fatherhood, and Darnell knows my kids just as well as I know them because he's part of that family. And so I don't want to. I heard some of the things that were said by the other brothers, and I don't want to repeat some of those things. But leading is important, and leading by example is important. One of the things, I have a son. He's in college. He plays collegiate volleyball in Chicago, and then my daughter. That's why I'm in Houston this weekend. She plays volleyball, tennis, and so I'm traveling with her. And one of the most important things for me, and one of the highlights have been for me, is involvement. Our leadership is just being involved. And I think it's important for our kids today to see that a father is involved with their activities, involved with their school. I remember when my kids were growing up and they were in elementary school, I was the only father that really showed up to a lot of their class events. And so they called me like, the school father that was there. And it felt a little awkward at first, but then, all through middle school, when I did it, it built a special relationship with my kids to know that their dad was at their event. Now, my wife, she's still involved as well, but unfortunately, she had to work and she couldn't take off, and she's not as flexible as I am. But being involved is very important. I've been fortunate to travel with my son all over the country when he was playing club volleyball. And that was just a bonding experience that we had, being in the hotel together, traveling together, seeing a lot of different things. And now the same thing with my daughter. When I get to travel with her, now that he's kind of done, I'm traveling more with her and building relationships with her through athletics. But the most important thing that I want to say is that our kids look at us exactly what we do, and they follow our lead. So one of the proudest things that for me is when my son went off to college, and fortunately they've been really exposed to a lot of different things. A lot of individuals that had a good education and everything else. But the most important thing for me, and the thing that I became proud of, is when my son went off to Chicago, he uses my Uber account, and I would see every Sunday he was going to church. He was taking an Uber to go to church. And to me, that's important because we built that foundation. Church is everything for us. That's the foundation. That's the rock of a family. And so by him going off to college, by him continuing to deepen his faith, that was important to me. And it kind of gave me a check mark saying we did something right.
All right, now that's what I'm talking about. I got one more guy. Let me see if Will is able to talk. Will, he got it on mute. Oh, he ain't ready. Look like he playing around. So let's get it going. Let's get it going. So the first question I would like to ask y'all: what is certain things about? What do you admire about being a father now? What is something that, not just having a kid, but take the responsibility and the accountability of fatherhood? What was something that you loved becoming a father? And what I'm gonna start with Uncle Ray.
Man, that's a rough one. I'm proud that I believe my sons are more independent thinking. They are more independent in their thoughts. And when I say independent, a lot of folks understand this thing that we're in, even now, is a lot of people don't know where they are. We're waiting on DEI. I think it's bullshit. Excuse me. I don't ask for excuse. We didn't build communities 100 and something years ago with DEI. A lot of our folks are lost in terms of what matters in this country, in our lives. So we're not building things together. We're typically building something with somebody else. And ultimately, it's the thing that threatens our whole community and our existence. We don't realize it, but our allyship is still amongst our own collective group. And to the extent that there are weaknesses, and I can take you to places in the Houston area that are doing very well, a lot of, a number of Black folks there, but there's very little connection to the other places I can take you where they're not doing well at all. And so those are resources for me. This DNA, it's people, and it's people that we're not building with. It's people largely left out. We don't even hear their cries. We don't hear their screams. But when you look at, that's why they talk about Houston as a city. And I'm getting a little bit off topic here, but as a city, they talk about us, Houston lead all big cities in poverty, and Black folks happen to lead in poverty in Houston. And I don't wonder why that is and what that is. I see it. I see it too many, even though it's not me per se. I know that, if I was hiring some more technology people, wouldn't I be able to hire some of those folks to accomplish some of these tasks? Wouldn't we be able to hire them to be doctors or other things? I talked to a guy the other day at the barbecue place over there on OST in Houston, and he looking for a job. And I'm like, how can I connect you to a good job, not to some handouts and some and so forth? So to my sons, it's about that complete holistic person. I'm here, and I teach them, like, Some lady came up, a lady that he dates came over in a car yesterday, and she didn't think nothing of it. But he gets in a car to go somewhere with her, and the car is missing. Not missing physically, the engine's misfiring. And so he gets out. He knows how to work on cars. We've taken engines in and out of cars and so forth. So he pulls a spark plug and finds out part of the spark plug is broken off. And he ends up doing a whole tune-up right there before they get to going where they want to go. That's the kind of independence I want my son to have, whether you are coming from the collegiate background, because he has a degree in accounting from U of H, but whether you're coming from the collegiate background or the get it tough with the skills, they're able to navigate that somewhat in those areas that they have not been in. I think he has the confidence to know that he can take that on and actually get the job done. And those are things that I'm glad that I've instilled in my sons, some pride, a lot of pride, and just being proud of I can do something besides what the white man tells me to do Monday through Friday. I'll put it like that.
Okay. Black Moses, your take on fatherhood and things that you, the challenges and everything that you love about being a father. Black Moses, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you now, man. It's great, man. It's one of the precious thing ever, man. When I had my first daughter, man, it opened my eyes to things, man. It slowed me down, man, cause I was out in that world, man. Thought I was God given to earth and women's, and when I had that baby, it slowed down. And then after that, I settled down, and then I had another one. So I had one girl. She graduated. She go to University of Georgia. I got another.
Okay.
I got another kid about to graduate this year coming up, the following year, and I got my precious little 11 months right here.
So, Moses, you started all, man. You love being a dad that much. You started over.
Man, I love it, man. I love it. But
okay, all right.
I taught that I see that I installed was that it was
Do it big.
It was wisdom, strength. I was a very good parenting as into showing them, teaching life, life lessons, and love. And,
Okay. See, Moses wanted to outshine everybody and bring his daughter on there. What a show off. We don't appreciate here at Lanyard Podcast to outshine us, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So Gene, tell me, what do you love about being a father and the trials, the ups and downs of fatherhood?
Well, fatherhood is challenging. It's difficult because you feel the pressure and the weight because you want your kids to succeed. And sometimes if things don't go the way that you think they're going, you look back and you try to reflect, what did I do? Or what could I have done better? But at some point you have to realize is that you have to teach them the foundations. And then it's like a bird leaving a nest, they're going to have to spread their wings and they're going to have to fly. And they're all going to have to fly in their different patterns and different ways. And so, what I love most about fatherhood is just the idea that family is important, and bringing family together and having those conversations and spending time, like we're traveling right now to go see my mother-in-law, and just spending time in the car. Those are wonderful times. And every day is a precious day. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow, so you should take advantage of what's going to happen today. But
I totally agree.
Fatherhood is stressful. There's a lot of anxiety that can happen because it doesn't matter how old you are and how old your kids are, you're still gonna worry, and you're still gonna have that little voice in the back of your head saying, what can I do now? What can I do to help them? And there's a prime example. I know your little tennis star. I'm always sitting down, I'm watching her. I know Darnell's always talking about he's the agent, but you sit down in your chairs like, man, I just want to get the racket and I want to hit it for her sometimes. But you have to depend on the foundation that they built, that they're going to go ahead and succeed in the way that they're going to succeed.
Okay. So we got Jeremy, JB.
Yes, sir. Here I go.
All right, let's go. Go with the go with the question with you. What do you like about fatherhood? What is the trials, the tribulations, everything that comes with fatherhood?
Well, hey, first and foremost, hey, it's a blessing. If God bless you with children, then it's a blessing. So, hey, it's a tough job, but it's a blessing. So I can share this with you. I'll share two things with y'all, and then I can elaborate more if I need to. But first and foremost, my mom, rest her soul, man, rest her soul. R.I.P. to my mama and my daddy. But my mama, she gave me a shirt, and I still have it to this day, and I'm gonna wear it tomorrow on Father's Day. It's called "Dad, toughest job you'll ever love." So not only that's on the shirt, but that's just how I feel about it because it's like, hey, if it, if God bless you, like it's a blessing. But first off, the other thing I was gonna share is that hey, me and my dad before he did pass, we was able to get a relationship, but he didn't. I didn't grow up with him. We got in a relationship, and we did it when I was grown. I seen him a couple times, but we before he passed, we did have a relationship. But what I'm saying is, based on not growing up with it, it motivated me more to if I was a dad to be active in my kids' life. So it's like, hey, yeah, you got to take care of them, you got to do all of this, but the time is more important than the money because anybody can pay child support, but it's all about the time that they remember. You know what I'm saying? So being active. So I'll be taking my kids to the park, doing this, doing that, just spending the time. It be the little simple things that they enjoy to do and that they're gonna remember. And it's all about like anything that you do in life, man. It's all about the foundation. So if you put the foundation, that's the blessing in it too. Because if you're doing what's right as a father and you're setting the foundation right, then guess what? Even if they steer off the path, you done already set the foundation. So they're gonna come back. So that's what I'm on. That's what I'm on in my life right now. My baby girl just made her first communion on Mother's Day, so I was very proud of it. It was a little tough for Mother's Day with it being with my mom not having my mom, but the blessing was that my daughter's making her first communion. So being there and being active for all of that stuff, because hey, you can get them 5 million toys, but guess what? Them toys is gonna at one day be obsolete. But the time that you put in with your children ain't gonna ever go to waste. So
Okay.
time is something that we can't get back. So invest the time in your children, and it ain't gonna ever go wrong with you. Is what I would say. But it's a blessing, So when God bless you with something, then you treat it accordingly. Yes, sir.
JB, I got a follow-up question for you. You brought up something that your dad wasn't there, and I think even people in social media and different networks. Do you think that because it's two spectrums that we see this from? Do you think by him later on coming on, but by him not being there initially, that made you a better father or wanted to be a better father, so your kids wouldn't experience what you went through?
Off the top, yes, sir. Because guess what? It's motivation. Because it's a lot of times like when I was a kid, I was in Cub Scouts, and then like all these kids will be going and doing this stuff with their father. So I don't want to do that. Everybody going with their dads. My dad's not there, so I don't want to be in Cub Scouts no more. That didn't mean I didn't do other things, but it made me start feeling different. So hey,
Okay.
now that I'm so listen. Let me say two things. I'm reverted to the job world and into being a dad. So like when you evolve and you go into things, okay. So like I remember when going through jobs where I go through managers and it's like, hey man, you supposed to be telling me what to do and I gotta help you, and then you're not doing a good job as being a manager. So it's like, all right, the thing is when you come into that position and hey, I wasn't a manager, but hey, if I can be a manager, I'm not gonna do the things that the manager that was for me. So same thing, I took that same ethic with no knock to my dad, but hey, what I didn't have, I wanted to make sure that my kids have. And it makes a difference. It really makes a difference in being active because it motivates them in such a special way. And then what I can just say, what I just went through, school just went out and everything. My kids was on honor roll all year. You know what I'm saying? So that's that's the blessing. Sometimes we be putting in the work and doing all of this, man. And hey, the blessing when it comes through your kids, especially when you're doing what's right, it make it all worth it. Putting in the long hours, doing whatever you got to do to make sure they're gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? Because you leading that, you're molding that. It's like seeing the fruits of your labor, not work, but with your kids. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna be what we put into them. So if they ain't turn out right, then where you active? Is a question I would ask. Where you active? How did you help this situation?
Take responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. That take responsibility. I'm with you with that. Noah, what about you? We can't hear you, Noah. Your mic. You got to get on the mic, my brother.
How about that? Did that work?
You working now?
Okay. So my first question is, what was one of the most important life lessons that you learned from your father?
Well, so let's add to that, because I know Jeremy said his circumstance. What life lessons have you learned from your father,
one of the most important,
or the man mentor, uncle, grandfather, whatever in your life? And then just to add with that, what do you want to pass down to your kids from within?
To be, what traditions do you want to, or can you say that you have from your grandfather to your father, to you, to your kids, and to your kids' kids, your grandkids? So it was going to come up next. Yeah.
Okay. Uncle Ray, you want to go on with that one?
Well, I mean, my father, what he passed on, it was really just that broad space of, I come up in a different time. And so what I got from him was, endurance, the durability. I got to know that I can survive, not from good lessons, not from things that he intended to teach me, but just from life's upbringing. So I'm kind of immune to a lot of things that kind of happen around me. I expect them. I prepare for them always. And even when you do that, things can still happen, right? But when you've got levels 1, 2, and 3 covered, you're generally in pretty good shape by that time the help has arrived, or a change is in the works, so to speak. But yeah, I actually learned a lot of things watching other behaviors as I got to be an adult. What he taught me, now confidence, I got that from home. Things like that, to know that I can do. There's a lot of people out there right now who had it made up until the past 2 years, and now all of a sudden, they're in a different kind of situation that I was prepared to deal with. By the model of life, they wouldn't put me in the place that I'm in with the exposure. I'm in the old school generations. We were not investors. I've looked at markets for the past 30 years and been a kind of a investor, independent type investor of sorts. So I learned a lot of things as a counter actually to the way I was brought up, but I did learn things from the way I was brought up from my father as well. And I made sure I passed those on to my sons. If I wished I had daughters too, but pass those on as things of value. I mean, you look around, everything costs so much, and they know how to. A lot of times I've left my sons with problems, like in some of the work that they do when we work on BMW cars and stuff like that. And then we come back and, ultimately they figure out the solution, gain a lot of experience. So that confidence factor, even if you were to go in the technology spaces, most of the time I'm the only technology engineer sitting there that's Black. Most of them are, of course, they're Indians, and there's some white guys and stuff like that in there. And I've sat in those spaces for years. But I see things through kind of a challenging lens where our community is not using its own production, its own products, so to speak. So I look at things through kind of a different lens as a result of a lot of these things that my experience growing up. And I didn't just grow up with him. I left home once or so, and I got some experiences from other places outside of Texas, So yeah, for me, it's been extremely rich. You just can't leave me off the table. So anyway, I'll let other folks talk.
Moses, Black Moses. What about you? Your thing for being a father that was inherited, passed down from a father figure. Anything that you want to incorporate or bring down to your kids?
What I taught my kid, first impression is everything. Your legacy is your last name. Your name whole weight. It goes backwards and back. So never make your name look bad, your family look bad. So we talk proud of our family name. That's one of the biggest things ever.
Okay. So let me do this right quick. So we have a newcomer here. Bring him up. If he comes up, look like he bouncing all over the place. Huh?
Spots.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me go back over here. Cause I don't know what he's doing. I guess people with these.
I can't hear y'all.
Here you go, Uncle Willie. Okay, there we go. Can you hear us, Will? No?
He's stuck.
See? Yeah, he's stuck. See? That's why I talk about people with iPhones. See, this is the problem with iPhones. They just don't do it for you no more. They just don't do it for you. Now look, now I got to remove him because his iPhone is all over the place. That's too bad. Let's see. What? Guess see? Public service announcement.
Leave people alone. They'll grow up one day. They'll grow into one day.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. Jeremy's still working. So this is. Oh, there you go. There you go. So Jeremy,
I'm still active. I'm working. What's up, baby?
I know you got your earbuds on. I appreciate it. So the question for you is, what father figure or mentor instilled things in you that you would like to pass down to your kids?
What father figure? I mean, my dad. In the end, I take. It's really is a testimony, it's an experience, but like, my dad. I took care of my dad when he had stage 4 cancer. He was in New Orleans, and even though he didn't bring me up, I still live by the commandments. Honor thy father, honor thy parents. You know what I'm saying? So I brought him out here in Houston, and then he ended up passing out here, and I still had to bury him and do all of that stuff. But hey, sometimes that might not be the easiest thing. But what I can say is by me doing that, by honoring him, even though that didn't, it put me in a position for my kids to honor me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah,
but
definitely.
as far as for anything coming from him, I would say he still gave something to me in his later days. So he just said, son, just keep going, man. Just keep going. Things are always gonna keep going. I mean, are always gonna keep happening, and everything prepares you for the next thing, man. So hey, just stay ready. And things are always gonna keep happening. It's like when you if things is going good and just good, you know what I'm saying? Hey, something's gonna happen. So just be ready. The devil's always gonna be busy. So things like that,
Well, yeah, I have to commend that because even I think with me, I don't know about you, Nor, but like my pops, we call him Pop Squally. Boy, he taught me a lot, from HVAC to soldering, welding, carpentry. Even my grandfather, both of my grandfathers taught me stuff, and my great grandfather. So I learned the value of knowing that not just your father, but other man figures or mentors that we take for granted that shape us to who we are. Even Gene Phillips Sr., that was one of my big four. Clarence DeVille, another mentor of mine. I have a lot of male mentors. It's like, when they put stuff, it's like a badge, because you not just represent them, and you're not embraced by them as well. You're embraced by their family, and you create community. And I think that's one of the things that we miss as fathers. A lot of fathers do miss the community with each other, because it's a lot of good brothers that's out here doing things as fathers. I don't think we get the shine as fathers that we should. And we have to appreciate that. And we have to acknowledge that more and more, that as fathers, we should get that shine that, and be more visible. And sometimes we have to acknowledge that. It's not to sit back and say, well, this is a man. A man cannot be acknowledged because we're supposed to work hard till our back break and then kill over. No, we got to appreciate the fathers that are here, what they're doing, especially the sacrifices that are made. And not saying, and this is not a battle of the sexes that women don't sacrifice. Yeah. We just want to acknowledge that. But it's just that we're acknowledging that it takes two, The mother and father has to be involved. Everybody has their part to play in what they need to do to excel. And that's what we need more dialogue on.
Yeah, being a father has to be a very selfless position to play.
Yeah.
As far as me personally, I was raised by a single mom, so it was no quote unquote father there instilling lessons in me. His dad was around, so the lessons that I could say one of the lessons I could say I learned from him was he took care of his family. Everybody had a roof over their head. Everybody had food to eat, clean clothes, and things of that nature. So I did learn that from my grandfather. But as far as things I would like to pass down, I guess would be that, take care of your family, do whatever it takes. Like the brother said, what his father told him later in life, stuff is always going to be happening. It's always going to keep happening. Just keep pressing forward, and it'll be all right.
I totally agree. I totally 100% Tim agree. So this is something that I want to ask all the men, including for me to answer. What is something that is overlooked as us being fathers? Do you think on the society standards, when it comes to women, what is overlooked when it comes to us being fathers? Anybody want to go first? Uncle Ray?
Guess what, man?
They're gonna really think you my uncle because I call you Uncle Ray.
No problem, man.
But it's okay though. I'm all right with it.
Okay. Hopefully I represent that well. Yeah. But look, I just think that it's anything the women face, the men have faced that to the power of two. It's a challenging. Good men stand there for war, for battle. We want the peace. We love the peace, but we stand there we are the foundation. We can be foundations. We should be the foundations, really, of our families, of our communities, and work to make sure that our communities and our children are protected. And I think that there are people out there that work to do that. But there's a lot of things that we don't understand. The white society allows a person like Trump to be the president. I mean, you don't have to be that smart, be connected, and you get access to things that good black men just don't get access to, no matter how we show up, how much we present. And we still have to sit there and be parents and figure out life We have to figure out some things a lot of times when there's nothing there. And I think that role is really underrated. It's okay to me because I don't need you to pat me on my back. I get it. I feel good inside from doing the right thing that I'm supposed to do. I tell my sons to this day, I say, y'all really won't appreciate things until after 10 years after I'm dead and gone. But it's okay because I'm going to keep on showing up and doing the right thing anyway. I just do it because that's what you're supposed to do, But yeah, it's one of those, you think you know everything until you become a father and you find out I don't know shit. I got to go figure this out.
I agree. Black Moses, what you got for me? What do you think society standards that a lot of people, society standards, and as women don't understand as being a father that's overlooked, neglected?
Just being a father, just not mean being financial. It's about, that wisdom, that protection, that love, that discipline, that stability, and just being in that family, being that man who you is and doing what you're supposed to do. And not as a narrative, they think that men is supposed to pay bills and it just work.
Okay, I got you. JB, what do you think? Society, women don't understand the trials and everything when it comes to men being fathers.
Well, we can talk about men, but when I look on the podcast, I see black men. So really and truly, unless you're a black man, nobody really knows what it is to be a black man, and especially a black father, because it's like, hey, the odds is always against us. It's always against us. So it's like we have to, even if you do a little, you have to overdo that just for it to get, if you wanted to get noticed. And it's not about getting noticed, but it's like we don't get a lot of the credit that we're deserving of. So it's just like it's kind of like it's basically doing God's work, because it's like a lot of stuff that, hey, when you're doing God's work, you might not get credit here on the earth, but like that's what it is being a black father, because it's like we get a lot of discredit for things, and then so it's so many of us that have not had fathers, and then the ones that are active, you really have to make your, we don't get, like I said, we don't get the credit, but, and it ain't about the credit, but it's a lot of things in unseen, unknown battles that we have to deal with, and we just have to deal with it. It's just part of being a man, but it's different for a white man. They don't endure the battles that we endure, because it's like whatever we get, we have to earn. It's nothing that's given to us, man. It's nothing that's given to us. Nobody ever gave me anything. We don't have the white privilege. So it's like you have to be that much better than somebody else for you to get considered for something that you already qualified for. So just saying, like, hey, it's tough being a black man in America, but that don't mean that we can't make it. But nobody said it would be easy. So being a black father, we don't really get that credit, especially when we are doing things well. So you just can't be sitting like the other brother said, waiting for somebody to pat you on the back. But you gotta be true to your own and know what you're doing is right, and stand on business, because a lot of times what you're doing, people is not going to acknowledge you. So don't be looking for no acknowledgement. Just do what you know that is right. Always be led by God. Let him order your steps. Everything else is going to line up.
I totally agree. So, Will, can you hear us, Will?
I can hear you now. I'm at a graduate. Hey, let me say this. I'm at a black man's graduation. You know what I'm saying? He got his master's.
A young black man.
Young black man. He's younger than me. I consider him my brother, just like I consider you my brother. So, for a black man to be sitting up here getting his degree in something that he loves, it's a blessing. He's also a father to his child, just like I'm a father to my child. It's one thing to be a daddy, but it's another thing to be a father. You have to father that child. So I can finally hear y'all. You know what I'm saying? So talk to me. What's your question?
So, Will, you said something. I use the reverse. I like that. I'm glad you said that. I believe it's easier to be a father but it's harder to be a daddy because a daddy step up to the plate that fathers to me are nothing but sperm donors that just say, they just produce you. They just the name on document. But I'm going to
No.
ask you this. I mean, that's just my take. That's just my
Wait,
take,
wait, wait.
Will.
That's your take. Let me
Yeah,
explain my take on it.
go ahead.
Father to me means you got to fertilize that child to where they need to be in life to succeed, to get to
Uh-huh.
the next level. A daddy is basically like that song. That's just my baby's daddy. I'm not that. I'm my child's father. You know what I'm saying? Because I
Okay.
fertilized that child. So speak your piece, brother.
Active.
Okay.
Yes, you have to
Will.
be active. You have to be active. Even
So
if it's
Will.
just a phone call. With me and my kids, I try to get a phone call at least on Sundays. On that Sunday, they know they're gonna get a phone call, text message. I may not hear from them because all my kids are grown. My youngest one is 18 and he just graduated from high school. But the other ones, they get a phone call or a text message. If I can't reach them by phone call, I send them a text message, say, hey, how you doing? Love you, something like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you have to be a father to me. That's my eyes. Now, how you think, that's on you. How you
That's
all guys
cool.
think, that's on y'all.
Yeah. So I got a question, Will. The question is,
Next question.
yeah, so you're late to the party, so we're gonna get you
Hello?
beat up. Yeah, I know. So the question is, what do society and women take? Oh, there you go. We lost him. We lost him. Nora, can he hear you?
Sure.
I can't hear you, Nora. Oh, there we go. We lost him. Boy, we lost him real quick. I still can't hear you. Mm-mm. Okay, Will, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, so the question is how society view fatherhood and women that they don't understand the challenges when it comes to fatherhood.
How they don't understand, how society don't understand the challenges of fatherhood.
Yeah.
We have Fathers have so many challenges because even if you're not with the mother, fathers still have it hard because it may not be the the child don't want to see the father. It's the mother that don't want the child to see the father because they in their feelings or whatever have it. You know what I'm saying? So we have our challenges, and if the mother has the child living with them, it's hard to instill that fatherhood on that child. So we have our challenges like night and day.
Okay.
So, funny thing is, I walked into Walmart this morning and seen a little bitty old display for Father's Day. Little bitty old cup with a picture of a bottle of beer. Something small. But we go in, Walmart, all these stores on Mother's Day, they got all these big ass displays. But for us, we got something small. That to me, I'm be honest, that's fucked up. So, that's just my take on it. Can you
All
hear me?
right. Yeah, we hear you. We hear you. We hear
So
you.
we got we got it hard, man.
Okay. So Nora,
Yes,
anything
sir.
what is your take on the question society, women, something that they don't understand when it comes to us as fathers?
Well, in my opinion, and self learn to be more receptive of what goes on around me. And I think one of the major things is uh, women are God made as nurturers. Men, I think God made as protector. So I think it's a misconception that men not nurturing the child, that's just different. We do it in a different way, I think. Giving that child a safe place to grow, develop, giving that child a peaceful environment against abuse. If the mom and dad aren't bickering, every day, all day, and just kind of laying the groundwork for that child to have a healthy mentality about a relationship. Because sooner or later, they're going to grow up. and they're going to get into a relationship. So I think the misconception is men can't nurture children. I think it's just done in a different way, under a different light, in my opinion. How about yourself? What do you think of some misconceptions of that? Well,
I'm kind of in agreement with you, Nora. Um, I think men are not perceived as nurturers and everything else. We don't look at provision. We have similar roles, but they're looked at. We should be looking at them differently. Men are nurtured. We just nurture in a different way. We nurture to make our kids stronger. We nurture them to be able to be self-efficient. Not saying that the mothers don't do that. And I think society gravitates to us differently as men and as fathers. You know, we don't look at fatherhood as being glorified. It's like it's got to be egotistical for us to say take pride in being fathers. And that's kind of one of the things that people miss more things about when it comes to us as fathers. We have to look at things open-eyedly, especially in this day society, that women have to look at. Men are not your enemy. Men are not your enemy. A man that you had a child with, you should be able, that's look at him differently, because this is both of y'all DNA to become one. You both made. So this child has both of y'all genetics. So when you show disrespect towards each other, men disrespecting women, women disrespecting men in front of their child, you have to look at how does this better my child moving forward, especially if it doesn't work out. And we know sometimes marriages, things don't work, and we have to be open-minded as people and understand. And that's gonna lead into my next question. And I think I'm gonna go with Ray with this one. What is leadership? Because Jeremy was on it. I had to stop Jeremy when we had the podcast because he was on the leadership. But I'm gonna start with Uncle Ray. Ray.
For me, leadership has a really different kind of definition. It is the Malcolm X's of the world that gave you leadership direction, the way in which you need to go. Leadership builds communities. It builds families. For everything it's about is building. It's about preparing you for tomorrow, and dealing with today. It's the future. I want to say the future, stupid, but anyway, the leadership is about the future of where a person goes. And preparing you for that. Not just talking about it. Because I see a lot of talk, but I don't see a lot of action in some places. So that's my shorter answer is that's what leadership is all about. Not taking what somebody else said. I mentioned DEI before. DEI is not a leadership for us. If you look through it and you see what it's about, it is about somebody else taking one of us or two of us, giving you a job. But and leadership says, wait a minute, how do we build a community when our resources, our intellectual property is going over there and they own it?
So, Ray, quick question. Why I know you got that, but what would be your definition as a man to be a leader? What is your definition to be a man as a leader?
Again, I do lead on multiple fronts. In the household, I'm the decision maker. I'm the leader. I listen. I do take input from others, from all, from when I had children, as grown folks. I told my son the other day, we were at a vet, and after we were leaving the visit, he started saying these things. I said, let me tell you something. He's grown. He's 20 years old, 22. Anyway, I said, I brought you here for your input, not out here in the parking lot. I brought you here for your input now. So leadership brings the right people to the table to make the best decisions for today and for tomorrow. And you value it all.
Okay.
All of the contributions.
I'm gonna get Will before he leave us. Will, what is leadership to you? What is your definition of leadership?
Leadership with a family, or be more specific?
It should be all entwined. What is leadership? It could be family, but it should be all entwined.
Leading. To me, leadership is leading your crew, leading your family, leading your job role. It goes in so many different areas as far as leadership. I mean, if you're a true man and true man to your heart and know right from wrong, leadership can go so many different ways. I mean, me being a leader in my job, I lead and my troops, they follow. Let's say that. My household, I lead, but I'm not gonna lie, I got my wife standing right there by my side. So yeah, leadership can goes a long way. So yeah, that's my definition of leadership. Just basically showing the better path. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I'm with you on that one. I like that. I like that. So I'm gonna go to Black Moses because I know Jeremy gonna be hyped once we get Jeremy going. So I'm gonna have to say Jeremy a little bit. You know, you got to have them youngsters. You got to calm them down. Nor get a little rambunctious. They be happy, excited. That testosterone. Boy, them young people. So Black Moses, what do you define as leadership?
Hey man, the base thing is you man, teaching through words and behaviors, man, making decisions that protects to build the family. It pretty much it breaks down to be a strong individual, man, strong family and a strong community.
That's it. Everything else,
That's her.
boy, he got it. I know they take a lot of it. I heard from Uncle Ray and everybody else. They took a lot. Even Will. So before we go, I'm gonna let JB, what you got for us? What is leadership to you? What your definition of leadership as well?
Um, well, I can't step back and not going on the elders. You know what I'm saying? It's you have to lead by example. You have to lead by example. But hey, if you're not a good leader, then you leading your family in destruction. So it's very important. You know, it's like for me personally. Hey, you have to lead your household. Hey, you have to be a man of God. You got to be the one to hey, make sure that your family going to church. Make sure that these kids is doing this. Hey, as a leader, you got to make sure to be. You know what I'm saying? It's on all aspects. You can't all aspects. You can't just say I'm doing this, and this. If you're gonna lead, then lead all the way. You know what I'm saying? So, being a leader though, it affects your whole household because it's like for me. I go all the way with it. Hey, look, hey, if I'm going making groceries, I'm gonna be a leader because guess what? I'm going to make some groceries. I'm getting these groceries, and guess what? I'm gonna come back with a light grocery. I'm budgeting. I'm leading in all aspects. I'm trying to save money. I'm trying to make sure that y'all doing good in school. I'm trying to get these bills paid. I'm trying to make sure y'all in church. you know, in all aspects. It ain't just one. Oh well, I done this. No. It's a long list. It's a long list. So hey, like I say, we don't get a credit for a lot of these things, and it ain't about the credit. It's just about making sure that the things get done. Because when it don't get done, then that's when your name get called. When stuff don't happen. When everything is going good, hey, it's good. But then when something when something don't happen, that's when you really get noticed. So it's just like keep doing what you're doing, man. Even though you're not noticed, everything is flowing. But when stuff don't flow and something don't go right, then everything is on daddy. So it's like, hey, you have to lead.
Okay.
But it starts at your household. If you can't lead in your household, how you gonna lead anybody else? How you gonna lead anybody else? But you start in your household, work into your church, and then get into the community. You know what I'm saying? So I'm fresh at all of this, you know, compared to some of the to other vets. But I'm saying I'm excited about where I'm getting to every day and then moving forward in life. You know, you can't we don't wake up every day to stay in the same place. We wake up every day to be better than we was yesterday. So that's just how I wake up every day, man. And just being a leader in everything, not only for my family, for my community, for my job. Like that's things that I pray for every day. That's things that I pray for God. Hey, the things that I'm a leader in, Lord, order my steps. Allow me to lead. Allow me to make good decisions. Allow me to be successful in doing the things that you have me accountable for. In Jesus' name we pray. So when you do things like that, everything line up, man. But being a leader ain't just talking about it. Anybody can hold a long conversation, have all this dialogue. It's about doing it. It's about showing up every day, man. So
on the ground.
That's it.
If we got time,
If you ain't in the field in what you doing, don't talk about it if you ain't doing it.
Be
That's what
about
I'm on. I ain't gonna talk about nothing or tell you I'm doing something that I ain't done. So that's just how it is. It's just staying active with it because it ain't a one day job, it ain't a tomorrow job, it's an everyday job. So just staying active and being excited and understanding your role and handle it accordingly.
Okay. Yep, I told them youngsters, boy, they get swollen when they talk. They be ready. They be ready. Okay, Nora, I'm gonna go with you. What you got? What do you consider? What do you define leadership as, and what did you consist the qualities of a leader? We can't hear you, my brother. I don't know what's going on with you. I'm gonna have to fire you today.
Well,
Go ahead. That's all y'all people with these iPhones.
No, that's the Android. So let me ask you right. Let me
Wait,
ask
My
you right
hold
quick.
Android
on,
working
Will.
though.
Hold on, Will. Here you go. Go ahead, Nora.
did that work?
Yeah, you good now.
Okay, all right. So I think one of the qualities is you have to be able to utilize your team. It's a very important quality to be a leader, to not have to do every part that needs to be done. Being able to delegate is a quality that a good leader has. Uh, Responsibility, being able to what do they call it? Take accountability. I think it's going to be another one of those qualities. I have a question for the fathers here,
Okay,
and
let
the
me get mine
question
in.
is,
Let me get mine in.
okay,
Don't forget, I know I'm hosting, but God, Lee, don't
go
ex
ahead,
me.
Bob.
Man,
Do
I
your
gotta
thing.
cry. Y'all gonna have me crying emotional. It's just, it's a good Father's Day. It's just, but
Hey,
no,
happy early Father's Day to everybody, man. Happy early
Yeah.
Father's Day.
so let me. I'm gonna encompass everything that everybody said when it comes to leadership, and I say this most because uh, that's what it comes to. Leadership is not just family, and Jeremy got it best. It's about community, jobs, family, all that come together. But what defines you as a leader? You got to have humility. You got to have sympathy. You got to be empathy. You got to understand to take counsel. You got to understand of working, building. You have to understand how to galvanize people for a cause that's going to move things forward. So things of those qualities help to help people be leaders. Leadership is not just a one man holding a crown. If you bring it into marriage, your wife is a leader as well. Her role may be different in their leadership. You get her, she's supposed to elevate things in a household, and that is a leader. That is a proxy. That's an extension of you. And that is your counsel. When you bring it into work, if you're working with somebody, you have to understand your role in that leader, understanding that it takes more than you just bossing somebody around. It takes you able to work with them and show them that you're not above this job just because you're over them. You're doing it because you're able to teach. Leaders teach and build other leaders. And that's something that we miss when it comes to leadership. Building other leaders, not you be the sole dictator. Because if you're saying I'm a leader, but you have no one under you as a leader or mentoring them to follow in that same footsteps, then all you are being is a dictator in your relationship, your marriage, your job, and anything else, church, anything. So we have to understand what it means to be a leader, understand that leadership is just not one facet, one type of way. It has multiple things, and they all are intersexual with each other. They all combine, and you can use the method in any direction that we go. So we want to make sure when we talk about men being leaders, it's the responsibility and taking accountability of all things that you are doing. Some responsibilities are inherited as fathers. Once you produce and lay with the woman, you inherit that responsibility, but now you're accountable. And you have to show your skills as a leader on what you want to do to bring out the best in your kids and make sure your family stay whole, and understand that when there's any strife in your family, how to resolve those strifes. But I'm going to go with that. Go ahead, Nora. It's on you, my brother.
my question here is going to be, without getting too personal, what was something that when you became a father, you had to change, you had to do, or you had to give up? Just one example and not getting too personal in your business.
Let's let Will go.
Was one thing I had to give up?
You
Running the
had to give
street.
up. Yeah.
Running the streets, I had to give up. Running from woman to woman, yeah, I had to give up.
All
You
right.
know,
All right.
you gotta show. And basically, also giving back to the community. I'm a Mason, so we give back to the community. We give back, and if we show that in our kids, then it's part of being a leader, you know. So them the things that I had to change. I had to show my kids that it's a better way of life, you know.
Say
So
no,
yeah,
we don't have to be charging these people.
there's
We
so
got a
much
guy
more I
out of
can
another
say, but I'm
organization.
gonna hold my
He,
tongue.
he, he represent. We know when we have the guys thing, we know you're gonna be ready. It's gonna be a lot of foolery when we do the men's thing.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
hear you.
we
Hey, matter of fact, I want to check from the Masonic Lodge. He ain't. You can tell him that. He probably don't want to hear that. And Jeremy, I want to check from 151 as well in the organization since you got that shirt on. We trying to get paid, but go ahead, Moses.
What's that? What's the question?
The question is, what was one
I'm having a hard
thing?
time listening and hearing, so I'm gonna have to sign off, brothers. And
Go
I'm at
ahead.
this graduation party, man. It's hard for me to hear and stuff like that. So, but y'all brothers, y'all have a good Father's Day, man. I want to say God bless, man. Yeah, be a leader to your family.
God bless
Appreciate it.
everybody on the chat. Happy Father's Day, man. Hey,
You can keep the
Hey,
shirt on,
hey, and if
JB.
Darnell didn't say CTC,
Hey,
Chicago's and Houston, we giving back to the community. I don't
well,
know if
that's
he
coming
talked
up
about it. I know
next.
that was on the
Hey,
podcast. I don't know if my people jumped on or
listen,
not, but
listen.
yeah,
Now,
check us.
let me
hey,
let,
happy
let me mute it.
Juneteenth, Black
Let me
Power,
mute.
strength
Let
to
me
Black
mute him up.
fathers.
See,
Love
that's
y'all.
the problem. We're gonna talk about the Chi-Town connection in a minute. You know, he couldn't wait. He want to put the Chi-Town.
Shout out to Chi-Town.
Well, shout out to him, but we in Houston, baby. We don't worry about other cities. We represent, baby. That's all. We show love to everybody. That's what we do in Houston. So we gonna do that. But Black Moses, the question is, what did you have to give up when you became a father in fatherhood?
Hey man, hey, stop drinking, smoking, and running the streets.
Drinking and smoking around the street. That's pretty easy. JB, what about you? What did you have to give up? Yeah, he want to show his muscles. See, he didn't want to pay for the
Nah, and
advertising.
you was talking
He
about the
can put it on.
KPC
I
shirt,
ain't
so I
gonna
just
show it.
took it off.
No, you good. You could have kept it on.
Nah,
You could have
nah.
kept it on.
Something to give, something you have to give up. Hey, give up. I mean, humility. You got to give up yourself because a lot of things that you probably wanted to do as a man before you had kids, like all that you gotta put that to the side because the kids come first, man. So that's what it is. That's what it is.
Love,
It's
love,
like
hate.
evolving from a man to a boy. Certain shit you got to put to the side. Excuse me. Or certain things you have to put to the side when you have children. It's like it's just called how you're gonna lead if you still unbalanced. So balance yourself out with focusing on the things and your children in your household.
And what's
I
Uncle
told
Ray at? What Uncle Ray?
I don't know what happened to Uncle Ray. Uncle Ray probably had a
No,
phone call. I don't know.
you're not in the studio no more.
He's not in the studio.
Okay. All
We
right.
we
All right.
hey, we gotta get it down. We gotta get it down.
You
So
don't, you don't think about
I'm
scared
Damn, he ain't
do you?
backstage.
now he's not backstage. We trying to move along, baby. But hey, before we go with y'all with the Father's Day, um, is there any shout outs? Anything, and I appreciate all y'all for coming on. I think y'all are awesome fathers from Gene, Will, Ray, even my co-host Nora, Black Moses, I appreciate
Thank God.
any special men, mentors to wish them a happy Father's Day and everything. I'm gonna go with you, JB.
Well, hey, just off of the top, I'm in KPC 151. So, brother Deville, the one who got me in here, and hey, he's a OG to me too. So, Hey, shouts out to him. Um, Also, man, shouts out to all the fathers because it's like, hey, like I was saying, we don't get the credit. So hey, we all black men on this podcast. So hey, shouts out to all of us, and let's continue to do great things. Keep God
Okay.
first, and everything gonna prosper. The man that walks with God always get to his destination.
Okay, well, we got Uncle Ray. Uncle Ray, we got you coming up. Black Moses, any shout outs to anybody,
Hey man,
mentors, fathers, any special shout outs to the men that you want to give to?
hey, first of all, I want to give a shout out to the Most High, man, for allowing me to give me the strength and the purpose of being here, man. Shout out to the blueprint that Malcolm X put down, and that we keep on, baby, to come over here and talk about him and keep his legacy going. And appreciate y'all, gentlemen. Uncle Ray, I appreciate the knowledge that you put out today, man. I'm looking at
Uncle Ray got a lot of knowledge. Hey, this ain't gonna be the last. You gotta tune in. I got something special for Uncle Ray, and we gonna do some stuff. We gonna get these heavy hitters in Houston because I know Uncle Ray got something on his mind for them, and I'm gonna set them up beautifully for UncleRay. Trust me, it's gonna be much watch TV. I'm telling you, Uncle Ray gonna put everybody on the map in here.
So before Uncle Ray give his shots out, I want him to have an opportunity to answer the question.
Go ahead. Uncle Ray. Go ahead, Nora. Ask the question.
Uncle Ray, did you hear the last question?
He wasn't in here.
No, I wasn't in there.
Okay, so the last question I asked was, what was one thing, without getting too much into your business, what was one thing that you had to change, that you had to do, or that you had to give up when you became a father?
You know, nothing really. And I'm saying that knowing I was ready for that role. Hell, I fought to have kids. My former wife went through IVF. So we fought hard to have kids. And so when I had kids, see, I already distanced myself from my friends somewhat because they wasn't doing a whole lot anyway. So, I was enjoying our relationship, and it was really just, welcome aboard. I'm waiting on you. It's the kind of thing for me. So I didn't really give up anything because I'm kind of a different kind of mover, so to speak. So yeah, it was cool.
Did you want to give a shout out to anybody, or you got any social media you want to put out there or anything, Uncle Ray?
No, if anything, I just want the Black community to get on the right path. And unfortunately, a lot of the words that the Malcolm X has left behind, man, they just ring so true today. And it's just like, if we had just listened to this brother and what he is saying, we've aligned ourselves with such partisan politics without understanding, hey, you're really being gained by the people who got 400 years of experience gaming you. And it's causing a lot of separation, and it causes us to use a lot of resources for communities other than ours. So by the time we get back to us, we don't have much. And with that, what is that doing? That is creating a group of younger folks who don't see access to future, who don't see where we're going to go, where we need to go. And it's been a thing for me. I can go back to the 80s when we were talking about, well, we're going to have to get rid of somebody. And I always said, no, when I say get rid of somebody, well, we just got to leave them behind. Well, there are times when you leave some people behind, but let's face it. If we got it wrong and created this, what's to keep us from continuing to create wrong? So we got to get that creation part right, how we function and what we move for. And then see, everything is, what is that? Everything there's an opposite and equal to the opposite. There's an equal opposite reaction, right? This is one of somebody's laws, and we learned it in school. To every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. What you're looking at is the results of our action, especially my generation. What you're living in is that result. If we want to fix that, then we must fix the problem that creates that. If I can get people to get to that point, then we can start working to make our communities better, which will make us better.
That's why I like Ray. Ray say, listen, we dropped the ball too. Now it wasn't all that, and you see the cycle of when people acknowledge that, hey, it was dropped, instead of some of these people, even in the political world or activists, like, oh no, we didn't do that, no, and run away. But I appreciate that, Uncle Ray. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Uncle Ray.
What about you, Nora? What about you? Who? Any shout outs? Anything else? We lost you, Nora. We lost you.
Did they get me back? They got me
you
back
good
now?
now. Yeah, you good.
All right. So to reiterate what the gentleman said earlier, shout out, to all the fathers, the active fathers that's playing that role, the fathers slash daddies, or whichever side of the coin you want to put with you and Will. But shout out to everybody that's out there doing what they're supposed to do. Thank the Lord for the strength, the wisdom, understanding, the power, the patience, and you only get one body, so take advantage of what you got, because you never know how long you're gonna have it, and that'll be it for me.
Okay, I guess I'm not the best, but I go last. But anyway, mine. I think JB said it. I know we both know Brother DeVille, mentor. The late great Gene Senior, one of mine too. That a lot of things. My pops, Chuck, I gotta thank him too. My grandfathers, like I said earlier, both of them. My great grandfather, crazy Louisiana man. What can I say? What can I say? Matter of fact, my brothers. My brother graduated with his degree and everything. Yeah. Great father, great everything. My younger brother just became his second child this Tuesday this week. So yeah. Well, he got another daughter. Hey, listen, I get it. Maybe they'll shoot for a boy. I don't know, but fatherhood is things, and the mentor. Like I said, I got a lot of great men that I know that, like I said earlier, we have to acknowledge the men that and try to instill the best into us and try to give us the mentorship. Because my thing is, the older you get, it's not like because you 70, 80 years old, you know everything. You're still learning. And you might have to go back and learn some stuff because things change and things are newer. So those are things that we have to be aware of. But I like to thank all of them, everything. And long as my son and none of my kids make me a grandfather early, I'm good. I'm happy. That's all that matters. But again, that's something thinking. Moses, you're more than welcome. We finna do the Chi-Town interview. It should come out great this time. It look like the kinks are out, so we're gonna go with that. Yeah. We praying. Yeah. Ooh, Lord. So y'all more than welcome to hear the Chi-Town interview. I'm gonna bring it down. We're gonna play the video, and so everybody can get a little feedback, and y'all can get feedback, Black Moses, on this, because this is a great thing. We're gonna talk about the event a little bit afterwards, but I did like the community and that you see positivity. I get it. Because we're melanated people, that certain things we don't get the recognition of positivity or doing things creativity and get the light. But about to start the interview, I'm a move y'all down a little bit. So Nora, you ready?
Yeah.
You sure?
Most of y'all, can you hear me?
I hear you.
All right. So to most of y'all, this will be the last time y'all see me. I'm behind the camera on this next segment, but we had a fantastic time. I learned a lot. I enjoyed myself. I had some good food, and definitely will be something that we look forward to attending, promoting, and being a part of in the past. Now, Pope, I saw you drinking a drink over there. Now, did you get that check for that sponsorship?
Not from Coca-Cola yet. I didn't mean to show it, but hey, I was You know, when I put it on a solo view, I thought, but I forgot I didn't have it solo. Hey, listen, I make mistakes. I'm not perfect. You
I
know,
said, boy,
hey,
he must have got that check in
you
the
know, hey,
mail.
we'll tell you what, if Coca-Cola like it, hey, we still got to do the from the whiskey drinking that I went to, because I got some of them people that want to come on. You know, we gonna make it happen, baby. We gonna make it happen. But let's get this going, and we gonna let it go.
All right.
Podcast, and today we have a special event. We have the Chi-Town Connection event that they have annual every year. We want to show you the highlights that they do out here for the people from their own town to show community rivalry and getting together. So I hope you enjoy, and we're going to interview some fantastic people coming through that organize the event, as well as show you the people that's participating from the DJs and the vendors. I'd like to thank you, and this is the Lanyard Podcast with your boy Pope. All right, I'm here with Boogie, the founder of this great event for Chi-Town Connection. Boogie, tell us why you put on this event.
So initially we put the event on because we had a lot of homesick. You know, we was homesick from being in Houston or the Texas area, the greater metropolitan of Houston. And I have a restaurant here, Boogie Chicago Style Barbecue. So a lot of the transplants would come in and get our famous rib tips. That's a big seller at home. So they would come there to eat, and you know, we're just like, man, I miss hanging out, I miss going to the park. So I just, one day, me and another co-founder at the time, Chuck Rivers, he owned a Chicago hot dog place here.
Okay.
And so he and I got together, and we were like, man, let's go ahead and do something for us. So he brought his hot dog truck out, and I brought my trailer out for the barbecue, and we just had a big backyard party in the park, you know.
To bring the home here.
To bring Chicago to Houston.
Okay.
Know? And that's how it started. That was 14 years ago.
14 years?
14 years.
This is the third time I've been to the event. You saying 14?
14. So we used to do it twice a year, April and October. So it initially started in October of whatever 14 years ago was. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
But it started then, and then we started, people were like, man, we had a blast. So we started doing it in October and in April. And then when COVID hit, we kind of pulled away from doing it twice a year and just started doing it in the spring, because you know the weather's gonna be good and people will want to come out. So we started doing it in April.
So how many people outside of Chicago, outside of myself, that comes to the event? Like Detroit, Midwest?
Oh yeah, we do a lot of Midwest stuff.
Okay.
A lot of the Midwest people support us. The people from Detroit, a lot of the time, St. Louis a lot. But they got their own little things where they do stuff too, you know, like the Detroit.
I know the Detroit did it once. I don't know what happened to it, but I know they done it.
St. Louis, I've catered for them a lot of the times. But we've had probably in the upwards of maybe 1,300 people out here at one time.
Woo, that's a lot.
That's a lot of people. Yeah, we always have to pay security, man. But, you know, numbers have started declining a little bit just because, you know, the economy and things like that. But we still want people to understand that, hey, we can still do it. We still, even if you can detach yourself from reality for 6-7 hours to have a good time and make it feel like you're back at home, we're here for you.
And I know this is a 3-day event. What is your favorite part about this 3 event? Which one do you like?
It's this picnic.
The picnic?
It's the picnic.
And what makes the picnic so special?
Man, because you have all of the food here. Like now we got some people with a lot of Chicago staples. The Chicago hot dogs, the sweet steaks. We do the rib tips.
I had the sweet steak. I had the rib tips. I like it.
So you got that there. So then that's what a lot of times people are missing.
Okay.
You know, and it's not a lot of it here. But even if it is here, like for instance, my location is in Missouri City, but you may live in Humble. So just to get some rib tips, that's an hour hike.
Well, if it's worth it, right?
It is
and
worth
be supportive.
It is worth it, but when you grow up with convenience, that can kind of hinder you from supporting.
Well, maybe we need to tell people more, because it's worth the travel.
It's definitely worth it. You know, I always tell my customers, they say, man, I got to drive all the way over here to come to you. I say, man, it be driving to Chicago.
That's true.
It be getting on a flight, standing in line. So come support us, and then you keep us generating the revenue or keeping the money in our neighborhoods, and we go from there, man.
Well, tell you what, I'm going to do this. So I know some people that's coming down this summer for a convention.
Okay.
And they're going to be downtown.
Okay.
And it's gonna be a lot of Chicago people come.
Okay.
Maybe if I can get them to come to the barbecue shack
Come through.
and have that taste while they here, I'm gonna set it up. I'm gonna
And
give
you
them
see
some phone
that
calls.
enormous food truck out there. So
I have it.
If they having it at a venue, we can pull our truck out there. You know.
Nah, man, I want them to come sit down, enjoy the atmosphere.
All of
They
that.
ain't doing nothing that much anyway.
We got both options for them.
But tell you what,
We got
I'm
both.
gonna talk to them because since it's gonna be, I'm gonna talk to them and see what we can work out.
There it is.
I appreciate it.
All right, Mr. Pope.
All right, we have Lisa here with us, and she's one of the committee members for the Chi-Town Festival.
Connection.
Chi-Town Connection Festival that they have this weekend. So Lisa, tell us what do you do in your participation with this wonderful event?
Okay, so I am one of the committee members. A lot of what I do is you'll see me coordinating between the vendors. You'll see me making announcements. You'll see me running all over the place, just making sure the day of that things run smoothly. During the planning process, I may work to help locate venues, find vendors, get people set up, sell tickets, promote, whatever needs to be done, we do all of it. And the day of, we were setting up chairs and tables and all the physical labor and all that good stuff. So yeah.
So it seems like Lisa works really hard.
It's a labor of love, but it's a lot of work. This is a big production. I mean, just leading up to it, the actual setup, like that entire pavilion, we have to manually put all those tables and chairs out there. So it's a lot of work. So yeah.
So Lisa, this is the third time I've been to the event.
Okay.
And I like it a lot, and I think it's something unique and different that a lot of people don't know about. What is your take on the event?
It's a cross between a family reunion, a high school reunion, class reunion, Greek reunion, and just Chicago people. There's a running joke that Chicago people are the only people that move to another city to still hang out with Chicago people.
Nothing wrong with that.
But it's a chance to, we miss home. So it's a chance to bring a little bit of home into Houston and expose our culture to, people that are from Houston, that, house music, stepping music, the food. Every city has its own flavor.
Yeah, of course, of course.
So it's a chance for us.
Well, I guess we bombed on the Chicago thing again. I don't know what's going on with this. I may have to upload it. I'm gonna upload the Chicago interview with the Chi-Town on YouTube a little bit later, so y'all can see it, because I do want it. It's a great interview. The event is awesome. What I do love about the event that they do a lot of community things and they give back. They have fundraisers and for underprivileged kids, adults, and everything else. But I appreciate y'all. It's been a wonderful day spending time with y'all. For everybody that tuned in, thank you from the Lanyap Podcast. And we love you. Happy Father's Day. Happy past Juneteenth. And let's get ready. I know a lot of things are underway for a lot of people. We understand hardship is going on for a lot of people across the U.S. And we have to be mindful and respectful for people that's going on. The thing is, I always say this, not just the people around me, I say it more too, the classism and the other things that we have to do away with that, because we can't build community if we don't understand what unity is. So, but I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Y'all have a wonderful day. And this is the Lanyap Podcast. Peace.